What kind of salty sea creature do you get when you put a pumpkin in the Pacific? We're not exactly sure, but they all seem to have body parts.
Well, join us for some crafty carving at a submerged pumpkin party.
Then we will discover a legal way you can take shots from the seat of your razor as one family searches for that picture-perfect fall color.
Plus, we'll meet the winners of our Halloween costume contest as they join us for a fearsome feast and a night of haunts.
And Scott Huntsman gives the AYL Jeep a springy new facelift. At Your Leisure is next.
Okay, everybody, it's Halloween. So how do you really scare somebody for Halloween? You have them go to dinner with us. Hi, hi everybody, welcome to At Your Leisure. I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Rhea Rossi Booth. And these are the DeMarcos. This is Austin and his mom Casey, and they are contest winners. They won our Facebook costume contest.
Yes, we did.
And they're going to be hanging out with us during this whole show tonight. So take a good look at them because you're not going to get rid of them.
That's right. Been learning a lot that Austin and I are built the same way. I looked like that when I was his age. And we both play a common instrument. We're going to find out a lot more of those things as we get going through our Halloween show.
Yeah, we're starting out here at Archibald's in Gardner Village, and we're going to have a fantastic, delicious Halloween meal.
True, and then we're going to wander on down towards Thanksgiving Point to Cornbelly's, which sounds like a digestive problem, but actually it's a fun corn maze. We'll tell you a little bit about that later in the show. But right now, our table's waiting, and there's a lot to learn about the most Halloween-y place in Salt Lake.
Are you guys ready?
We're ready.
Oh, let's go.
Happy Halloween!
Well, as you can see, everybody, there's lots to do out here at Gardner Village, and Halloween time is so much fun. There's actually a witch fest going on out there. There's like a lot of witches out there.
There are more witches per capita in this one, like 5 square block area than anywhere else in the state of Utah. And of course, at the center of it all is Archibald's Restaurant, where we're having our contest dinner. And we waited for you, but you were out there with the witches too long, so we had to go along and eat without you. We did save yours for you. It's right here.
What do you think, Austin? Did you like it?
It was really good.
Yeah? How about it, Casey?
It's good.
Yeah. So they can serve up some really good food here if you're hungry.
Old style home cooking.
You betcha.
All right. Well, right now it's time for us to go to our travel adventure. And, you know, Halloween is like the pinnacle of fall, and the pinnacle of fall is the pinnacle of color. One family has captured this, and they do it in an interesting way. Here, eat your dinner. Now, did you have something to say, Austin?
Right now, let's go to our travel adventure.
I think in nature people act more natural. I think they act more themselves than they would in a room filled with people. I think people are more uptight around other people, or maybe they have social anxiety disorder and don't let themselves free.
This is my favorite thing to do when I get out here. I love everything, but sometimes just getting in a chair and sitting, listen to the birds or the breeze or whatever it would be, and just sit. It's just so beautiful. You can't sit in the town and hear and see what you see right here. She loves to take pictures of anything that's out there when we go out. I see it and it's embedded in my brain. I don't need a picture. And I go home and I think about all of it.
I think he just understands me. So when I say stop, he stops. I got to get out and take a picture of the spring flowers or the fall leaves or whatever an animal. We've been really lucky to see all kinds of animals on our little side-by-side trips. And so he's very patient. He doesn't ever get upset, and He stops and lets me do my thing.
I'll let her do her thing. She takes her pictures, and then all the way home in the truck, she'll go back and look at every picture. And that way I know they're embedded in her brain too, but it took 2 turns for her to embed them, only 1 for me.
I think he loves for me to be with him in the side-by-side, so I think that he's happy to do whatever I say.
I mean, as we've aged, we've gone from motorcycles to 4-wheelers, and now in the last autumn of our lives, we are side-by-siders, and I am so glad that the industry has developed side-by-sides so we can still do this.
Well, just getting away from the normal life, getting away and being able to do something special and different. We all like to do something different in our lives, have some kind of a different, exciting thing happening. Instead of the normal routine of daily life of everything we do, it's good to have a break.
The colors are just a beautiful tapestry, looking across the mountainside of autumn colors, and it's just great to be able to come up and enjoy it.
Oh, I think it's beautiful. I got these beautiful colors. Look at these beautiful trees up here. We've seen yellow, red, every color of tree there is today. And I also think of fall is wonderful because it leads into the snowmobile season.
We're older and our activities are limited, and we're able to do this, but it just brings so much joy sitting here and thinking, to remember when we were up in this area and we did this. And
every time we come up these trails, I think I've been up there, I remember that. Oh, and it just makes me realize that I've got a good life to live and I need to enjoy it. Maybe it's not as good as it used to be, but it's still good.
The Utah Farm Bureau began as a collection of farmers supporting each other to raise the food we enjoy. Today, Farm Bureau membership encompasses everyone, whether ranchers, growers, or just everyday folks like you and me. Members enjoy discounts on items like vehicles and ATVs, or insurance that's very affordable. You don't have to be a farmer to join, and dues are small, but together we make a big difference in keeping our food supply local and abundant. Join Utah Farm Bureau.
You have a message, you have a brand, you have something worth experiencing. What you don't have is an audience. It's time to change that. It's time to partner up with the #1 outdoor program in the country and show the world what you have to offer. Advertising on At Your Leisure is effective and affordable, giving you an audience that dwarfs anything else out there. Backed by a proven force of outdoor adventure. Contact the AYL team at 801-947-8888. It's time your message was heard.
Introducing the 2019 Ski-Doo Trail and Crossover Sleds. With unparalleled power, agility, and precision, get ready to experience that Ski-Doo feeling on every wide-open straightaway and tight corner. The Ski-Doo sales event is on now. Visit your local dealer for details.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. I'm Scott Huntsman, the product review guy with the Jeeps. Now today, we've got the At Your Leisure Jeep here, And I am not going to let these guys take this back on the trail until we take care of the obvious problem. Can you see it? Going downhill, sagging the leaf spring on the driver's rear. I have a fix for that. We're going to be pulling the springs off of both sides. We're going to run up to AAA Spring. They're going to fix us up with some new springs, art them correctly for the lift, and give us all the hardware as well. All right, we're here at AAA Spring in Salt Lake City. These guys have the springs for our Jeep project and all the hardware to go with it. Let's go on inside and go talk to them. Let's see what they got.
We're AAA Spring specialists. We specialize in suspension parts for everything from pickups to Class 6, 7, and 8 vehicles, semi-trucks, dump trucks. We can get springs for Mustangs, old Camaros, anything that's had a leaf spring on it we can get. We cover all of the parts from the springs to the bolts, the shocks, U-bolts. We custom make U-bolts for any particular size that you need. Everything's automotive grade.
Let's pull this inside, and I'm going to show you what it takes to pull the leaf springs off of this Jeep. So step number one, let's get the wheels off. Then we can loosen all of the U-bolts and the shackled mounting bolts. This is a pinion angle shim. It sits in the axle with the big end at the back to put the pinion up to correct the angle while this has a bit of a lift kit to it. Must go back to keep that pinion angle. Okay, with the help of an assistant, I will remove the leaf spring from the vehicle. With the helper, I will lift the spring back into place and start the bolts. Once the spring is in place and the bolts have been started into the shackles, we'll then start the U-bolts and their nuts with the top plate. Once the bolts are started, we will then torque all the nuts and bolts and the shackles to specs. Once the assembly is final torqued, then it's time to reinstall the wheel with some anti-seize on the lug studs, and then we will torque the lug nuts. All right, final product. We're all done. It turned out nice. Right side to left side are dead on, nice and level. We have good brand new springs and hardware. Everything turned out good. In fact, it brought the back of this Jeep up about a ½ an inch overall, and I'm very happy with that. I'm willing to let it go back on the trail. Now, a couple of hours time, 2 to 3 hours, with some good tools and know-how, and you're all set. But if this job's a little too much for you, just come and see us. 2NX South Jordan, 2NX West Valley City. We could get you all set, taken care of. I'm Scott Huntsman. At your leisure, we'll be back in just a moment.
There's a little place on a Utah map where I was raised, where my heart's at, where the sagebrush grows wild and high, and the stars come out at night. Oh, there ain't nothing like being raised in the basin with a Ute reservation, skiing starvation, that Duchesne County life.
The all-new Yamaha Wolverine X2. Purpose-built for exploring tight technical terrain. And boasting next-level versatility. No other side-by-side delivers this level of proven off-road performance. The all-new Wolverine X2 from Yamaha.
Emery County's got a public land bill going on right now, and rights to roads are in jeopardy. That's why it's so important for us to support the state and the counties in securing RS 2477 rights of way. But we need you. If you were 8 years old or older in 1966 and remember anything about a road, please call 801-537-9819 and arrange for them to come visit you and take your testimony. You could save access for your kids and grandkids.
Crisp, colorful, a world in transition. You don't have to travel the back roads of Maine to explore autumn in all of its glory. Beaver County offers fall in unique splendor. with drives along forgotten canyons and hikes through meadows exploding with vibrant hues of red and yellow. Hit the road with your family and discover a side of Beaver County you never knew you were missing. Autumn is fleeting, so don't hesitate. Beaver County, it's time to experience the real Utah.
We got Beetlejuice music here. Are you scared? Welcome back to At Your Leisure. It's pretty scary. No, we are at the second part of our At Your Leisure Halloween adventure at Cornbelly's.
Right. So we're finished with Gardner Village, and now we're off at Cornbelly's. What do you think?
It's amazing.
Are you excited?
Yep.
You think you're going to get scared, or you think you're going to have fun?
I'm gonna have fun.
Okay.
So what do you think? Are you scared, Casey?
Not yet, but I think I will be.
You've been to dinner with us, so you can't get much scarier than that.
If you keep hanging out with us, you're going to be really scared.
So right now, let's go find out what Cornbelly's, one of the premier Halloween attractions in the whole country, is about. Let's go.
First corn maze was, I believe, about 4 acres. I grew up on a cattle ranch in Idaho, so I kind of got a little bit of farming in my blood. And, you know, there's the whole saying, you can always take the boy out of the farm, but you never take the farm out of the boy. Well, that was probably the case with me. It was one of those ideas that just keeps you up all night, and everybody thinks you're crazy, but I just couldn't put the idea to sleep. And I rented a piece of land, and boom, 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 it all happened. Corn maze right now is about 12 acres. Plus the 4-acre haunted corn maze, and then we've got about, you know, another 10, 15 acres of attractions that we have here. I'd say the biggest attraction is really the atmosphere. I mean, we have over 50 attractions here. You know, pumpkins, corn maze, some animals, hay rides, kind of your traditional Halloween things that everybody yearns to do, but we have about 50 other attractions that people won't find anywhere else. We guarantee this to be the best Halloween experience in the state of Utah. We have stuff here for grandma and grandpa. To the little kids, they can get in the corn box and bury themselves with grandma and grandpa and spend an hour in there. We got stuff for teenagers, the Insanity Point, which is one of the best haunted houses with turkey legs and ribs and fresh donuts made every day. You name it, we got it. Hey, that's the spice of life, is to see people have fun. In fact, I have my little police hat on because I walk around and I give little kids tickets if they're having too much fun. I give them a little token, then go buy something, but they think it is a real ticket until they see it, then they get real excited. This year, our last weekend is actually the 2nd and 3rd of November, which is a Friday, Saturday, and we do our big pumpkin smash. And we smash and bash pumpkins like 15 different ways. We drop them from cranes. We let you beat them with baseball bats. We shoot them out of cannons. You can drop them from the zip line and try to get it into a basket. You walk through the ooey gooey pumpkin guts with your bare feet, let it gush up between your toes. But it's a real fun activity. We get a lot of people that, you know, come once or twice, and then they love to come to that last weekend.
All right, I'm actually squealing with delight right now because we are about to watch the Cornbelly pig races. This is the last race of the night.
I can't make my pig noise.
All right, it's time. We are going to head off to the trail of adventure as soon as the pigs run. Here we go.
He wants his dinner.
Pumpkin carving and scuba diving? Two things that most would not pair together. But when you gather the Utah dive community on a sunny fall day in October, you get some crazy ideas, like carving a pumpkin underwater.
Today was our annual underwater pumpkin carve with Neptune divers and Seabase.
Here we go.
It was mixed with our anywhere from brand new divers to our dive professionals, all experience levels. This is a great way to bring them all together. We had just over 20 divers that were carving pumpkins.
As if pumpkin carving wasn't fun enough, we're going to go underwater and carve whatever design we have, and fish flying all around us, and we're going to make a turtle out of it, sea turtle. So I don't have an official weight on it. We're estimating 50, 60 pounds. We started early spring growing it. My backyard in Heber City.
With tanks on their backs, divers took to the water at Sea Base, sinking their pumpkins to the bottom to carve with their dive knives. While at the bottom, divers meticulously planned and carved their design, while fish gathered around to observe the spectacle.
Well, this morning was my very first dive that I've done ever since I've been certified without an instructor by my side. And I was nervous when we first got in there, and it just started to come together and I felt better. Then we started carving our pumpkins and it was a lot of fun.
We gutted our pumpkins, then went underwater to carve them, and you just carved underwater what you had in your brand, and just made sure it didn't float up on you, and you tried to have fun while doing it.
Because it moves around everywhere on you, and you're in your wetsuit, you're all tight and constricted, and you're trying to see around, you got limited visibility.
With the visibility being merely a few feet, the divers made do and overcame the challenge and got creative with their knives and carved an array of pumpkins. Being fed by saltwater springs, Sea Base resembles what it's like to dive in the ocean, and it's a great training ground for people in Utah to experience what an ocean dive is like.
We started Sea Base because we wanted a place for Neptune divers people and other divers to be able to have a normal, natural environment to dive in. And the fact that the water turned out to be salty and perfect for ocean life, we put ocean fish in it, and so it was extra fun just because we like interacting with animals and it makes it realistic. We've done an annual pumpkin carving contest since the early days because it gave people a reason to come out this time of the year after school starts. And it's an event that turns out to be really good for a shallow water place, and we have lots of shallow areas, so it just seemed a natural.
We prefer diving at Sea Base because it's more of a natural environment. They can actually wear their thick wetsuits and get more experience and work on their buoyancy a little bit more so that they're prepared when they go and dive the ocean.
And the perfect way to end a dive, a delicious chili lunch and a raffle. Skills this day were put to the test on how creative they could get with their pumpkin carves. From scary faces to sharks and even a sea turtle, the top carves won prizes and raffle tickets were given to the entire group.
A lot of the people had 20 plus tickets, and they earned those from attending the monthly dive-alongs and taking specialties from Neptune divers. We hope this year we get even more attending those monthly dive-alongs. We have a lot of dive sites we hit, and then we top it off with our favorite here at Sea Base in October.
If you want to get involved with the Utah dive community, you can by following Neptune Divers on Facebook to stay updated on all the dives they have planned, and maybe next year you could find yourself carving a pumpkin underwater and putting those new dive skills to the test.
Is crisp, the sun is shining, the snow is deep. Living in Utah, we all know that the weather changes quickly. Don't miss one weekend of winter riding without a new Polaris snowmobile from Steadman's Recreation in Tooele. It's the Polaris factory authorized clearance. Right now, get financing as low as 3.99% for 36 months and a $2,000 rebate on all 2018 snowmobiles, and a 3.99% for 48 months and a $400 rebate on select timber sled kits. Steadman's Recreation in Tooele has Utah's largest selection of recreational vehicles, including a huge selection of Polaris snowmobiles. Steadmans.net.
For 7 years, Utah's Community Voice has been the county seat, a program that looks beyond politics to spotlight the issues and stories that really matter to you and your community. Now you can help set Utah's agenda for the future by joining the conversation. Become a county seat sponsor and help support those conversations that are critical to the future of state government. Contact us at 801-947-8888 to make your contribution to help the voice of Utah be heard like never before.
The Polaris factory authorized clearance is here. Get the year's biggest deals on the world's best-selling off-road lineup. Chase adventure on a legendary Sportsman. Get more done with a hard-working Ranger. Or attack the off-road with a high-performance Razor. Now's the time to buy with rebates up to $2,000 during the Polaris factory authorized clearance.
Aim better. Yeah, I aim better than you guys.
Yeah, because it's you and Mom. You and your mom against Chad and me.
We got this.
We're going. Oh, okay, there you go. There you go.
All right, the challenge is on. This is a great welcome back for you at your leisure, and we are going to actually have this apple competition. Now that you understand the game and what's at stake, it's Austin and Casey against Chad and Rhea. Here we go. Oh, so close.
Bogey did it.
Got it.
Got him! Who got him right in the snout? Oh, that was a good one. Put it in there.
No.
Bullseye! Not really.
Pig snout.
What?
Pig snout. Pig snout.
Oh my God.
Anyway, we've had our ups and downs, but we ended a winner. And somebody else did too. It's time for our sticker contest winner.
We have a side-by-side contest winner this week.
License number C9498. You are the winner.
Congratulations, you just won a custom-built Clearly Tough windshield for your rig.
Clearly Tough windshields are scratch-proof and durable. Take the Steel Wool Challenge at clearlytough.com. So, Rhea, what's on for next week?
Nothing really, Chad, except we are going to join a bunch of girls who aren't afraid of a little dirt as they kick up some sand at the girls-only Jeep event. No boys allowed.
Boo-hoo! Then, just when you thought Halloween was over, along comes Reese with a story about the witches of Eastern Europe.
Well, that's all the time we have this week for At Your Leisure. You know who your friends are in life, and you know who will betray you. We end here at Cornbelly's at where else? Corn Beach. Corn Cob Beach. We got 3 metric tons of corn here, and if they don't find me, send out the rescue party. Thanks for winning our contest, Casey and Austin.
Did you guys have fun? We did. We did too. Thank you.
I'd high five you, but I'm like under the corn. Oh no. Remember, there's adventure around every bend.
You just gotta get out there and create your own adventure.
At your leisure. Stop it.
Woo!
Stop it.
You know what? We could feed a small village with this.
It is a small village.
It is the Gardner Village. Gardner Village could feed their entire village with this.